Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Welcome to the community conversation. In these regular conversations with individuals, we will explore their struggle, achievements, passion, and courage, as well as disappointment that shaped and guided their faith, family, and community. Today, we have a highly motivated seniors of our community who is popularly known as Captain MAK. I'm sure you all know Captain MAK, and I also know that in any given situation he has a knack to lead a community, delegate things to community and make a success out of it. And I'm not surprised that he has been given two very good positions, one in Hujjat and one in Haidry, as Mukhi of the community, which is a very esteemed position in the community. Outside of it, I understand he also officiates as a cricket umpire. So you can see that he's a very talented man. Welcome, Mumtazbhai Kassam.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine, Alhamdulillah. It's an honor to be seated here with you, Stanmore, and giving me an opportunity to talk about something.
Now, in my introduction, I forgot something.
Yes.
And I have to bring it out. You also run, in a very passionate way, the Seniors Sport and Health Program at Hujjat on Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Is it Stanmore Jafferys Seniors?
Yes,
Is that how the title is?
Yes, SJ Seniors.
SJ Seniors. So
yeah.
how is it doing?
Oh, we just recently celebrated our 4th birthday.
Right. So yeah, you're not balig yet.
No, I am not. We are not actually, but we are in a very motivated position to meet every Tuesday, and at 10 a.m. sharp, depending upon the Salat, Zohar and Salat time. And I tell you, Stanmore, how those 2 hours, 2.5 hours fly. I mean, one has to come, just walk in on any Tuesday and join us and see for himself that what we go through, and it's so much fun and joy, and so much fun and joy for the seniors as well, our seniors, our members, and we are seniors too.
Sure. And actually, I'm your member, but I haven't been to one of them yet.
Yes.
So you're quite. You should tell me off.
It took me quite an effort to extract those 10 pounds annual membership from you. Alhamdulillah.
Anyway, so we'll come to that. We'll explore that, the whole notion of how it all was, how was it conceived, and your vision.
Yeah.
But what I want to ask you first is, how are you?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
And what are you doing at the moment, apart from this exercise?
Okay.
Are you retired now?
Yes, I am retired, but I am very happy to be retired. I wish I had retired sooner, because I have so many things to do on my plate, and I enjoy going to up the road or down the road health fitness center. Leisure center, it's known as Coptol Leisure Center, and utilize the gym facilities, and then I go downstairs and have my swim. So I'm a very strong swimming enthusiast. By the way, I'm a qualified swimming instructor as well.
All right.
And a personal survival examiner as well. And I've gone through a lot of swimming in my life.
So there we are, such a talented man we have here. Mumtazbhai, I think I would like to explore your childhood first. Can we start with that? Where were you born?
Yeah. Well, I was born, if I may say something little about my
Sure,
my
I would like you to.
I was born in Mombasa, in the old town area of Kibokoni. And we were a family of 8 brothers and 3 sisters. So that becomes a football 11, isn't it? Plus 3 coaches, 2 mothers and a father. And my father married
2 mothers. Okay.
2 mothers, yeah. First time, 4 children, 5, and the second mother from us, seven of
So
us.
you all live together?
We all live together. We all live together. No, but when my mom expired, the first mom, then my father remarried again.
Sure.
And I'm the youngest at 75 years old. I'm the youngest,
And
baby of that football team.
Doted upon, I suppose.
Sorry?
Doted upon. You always looked at in a very loving way.
Oh, yes. Of course, I was the darling of the family. The childhood Stanmore was not that comfortable. It was a tough childhood. Tough, upbringing, difficult times for some. But we sailed through it,
When you said tough,
tough means,
explain to me.
yes, I can tell you, because my father was the only, breadwinner at the time in the family, and, so many little ones to feed. And he had a bit of a struggle in life. But then within a span of a few years, the boys grew up and they went their own way. And honestly, we learned the hard way. And as the youngest in the family, I would see it all and remember it all, and the struggle, and I've gone through that process as well, and I'm very, very proud that I had to go through that phase of life, the tough life.
Yeah.
Because that's given me all the encouragement to lead the life that I live today.
So then you got your primary education in Mombasa.
Correct.
So
Alibhai Panju Primary School.
right.
Yes.
Now that's our community school. Am I right?
Oh boy, it is very much so. God bless Alibhai Panju and so many other of the community leaders at that time, and they set up this primary school for the community. And we had a lovely chap coming from Pakistan by the name of Sayyid Ali Mehdi, S.A. Mehdi, who was our principal.
Right. Okay.
And up to today, up to this very day, we have an alumni group, and we talk about Marhum Sayyid Ali Mehdi.
Yeah, I understand alumni group is meeting this year or next year?
Yes, good question. They had all, planned to have a memorable trip organized. Unfortunately, it fell through due to unfavorable circumstances, things that could not be helped. But there's always a next time, because it's not the end of it all, but inshallah
So
it will come through.
Your primary education was in a community Alibhai Panju school,
Yes.
and then secondary?
Yes, I am an all Alidinian. I then had the opportunity, unlike my siblings, that I got the opportunity to get serious into education. So I worked, we studied. Our class was a bright class, and I managed to get a place in the Alidina Visram High School. And then I must tell you something about the status at that time. I did well in my O levels, and then because of the citizenship issue there, in Kenya, it was a typical thing in the 60s and 70s, that if you were not a citizen, you weren't secure in this country, in that country. So I said, what do I do? And then because Kenya needed a lot of teachers at that time.
Right.
Yeah, and by going back to that, I must tell you something, that I had the opportunity to be the first, to form the first youngsters team in the Isnashri community at the Isnashri Sports Club, the now Jafferys Sports Club. And I was the captain of those youngsters, and I led them from the front. And I got this encouragement from 3 to 4 of my brothers who did a very, seniors role in the activities of the community. So I used to look at them.
You're talking about 1960s here?
Yes, 60s, yeah. So, the photographs are still there, and you'll be amazed if I show you those.
So how did this Captain MAK coveted title came?
That came all the way after, 50, 60 years here in the UK, in London.
Right.
Yeah,
We'll come to that.
not from that time.
Right,
Yeah,
okay. But you were captaining from then?
My foundation was from at that time. I was 10, 11 years old, and if you look at the photographs, I'll tell you, this one is majority of them are thriving, these players. And if you look at that photo, wow, it's got a lot of memories. I used to lead them from the front. We used to play. We were regulars at Isnashi Sports Club. Play football and play cricket and all sorts of competitions.
Right. So sports was quite a big part from then.
Trust me.
Right. So now, tell me, Mum, Dad and Mum.
Yeah.
They played, I'm sure, some inspirational role for you as well.
Yeah.
So, they were role models.
Yeah. Sadly, when I was very, very young, I lost my parents.
Right. So
Yeah,
you
at a very young age. So I was brought up by my brother, and as I said, you know, a very, very strict upbringing, and I'm proud to say that the traits of you know, I'm the biggest beneficiary of the traits of my eldest brother.
Okay.
And
what's his name?
Marhum Hussein Ali Muhammad Kassam. He passed away a few years back in Peterborough. He's buried in Peterborough.
Okay.
And then there was the other brother, but Hussein Bhai played a very, very important role in my upbringing and teaching me how to go about things, organized life.
He shaped you.
He shaped.
Right. Okay.
Without a shadow of doubt.
Okay. So now, after the high school, I understand from your from the conversation that teaching was something that you went into.
Yeah. Why?
So
because
you became a teacher.
I became a teacher, and so I had no option but to go for a teachers training course at the Kenyatta University College in Nairobi, and I was there, and I had to take that option. And you know, he works in mysterious ways. You know, he looks after everyone.
Sure.
And he was guiding me, and he said, "Right, Mumtaz, now you are going to become a secondary school teacher." So I qualified, and I was posted in Mombasa at the Aga Khan High School. And once again, lo and behold, because I'm, you know, into sports, I was a qualified sports teacher. I lived in the swimming pool there, you know.
So tell me, at that time, who were your sporting heroes from the community now? I don't want to know outside the community. But
Yes,
sporting heroes
within
of
the community.
Yes.
Within the community.
Name some people.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first and foremost, you know, when we were little kiddies, you know, and Ishnashi Sports Club was a very popular cricket club. In Mombasa.
Right.
And we had rivals like Coach Gymkhana, Mombasa Sports Club, you know, Hatim Karimji, Bohoraz and all this, and Nazi Moja, and those who will understand, they will know what I'm talking about. And we as youngsters would make sure that we attended those competitive cricket games during Sundays and all that. But my hero that stands out the foremost and, you know, in front is none other than Marhum Yusuf Karim.
Right, he was very popular at that time.
Oh boy, when he you know, came out of the pavilion to bat, you know, the ground would tremble. That would look at, and to an uproar, and he led the community club for so many years, and he was a brilliant cricketer, and for 26 years he was the singles tennis champion in Mombasa, and I had the honor to play with him.
Right, okay.
Yeah, as a little kid and I grew up, and I played with him.
So apart from Marhum Yusuf Bhai, any others?
100%. During my time, the other person that comes to mind is Marhum Tommy Gulambas.
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy Gulambas. I'll name these two. You know, Tommy Gulambas was a charming young man, and he had his own style. He was an opening bat, and he really looked after the club in those strategic ways of, you know, how to advising people, formations and all that. I was a little kid, you would see him. Right. And then you grow up and these people are existing, so we become friends and we used to have good times. So I would name these two people.
Right. It's interesting, and also perhaps you might reminisce about your young life within our community in Mombasa.
Yeah.
Share something about our community, your community life there.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, what did you? Were you volunteering there? Or?
Oh, yeah. So we were young, but our life was rotating within 3 stations.
Okay.
So that was home to school, back home to Bustani or Masjid, and we lived attached to Bustani. Our house was attached to Bustani. And the third one, club.
So you had this four.
This triangle, yeah. It was too soon for us to visit Kabristan right now. You know, too early to go to Kabristan. But every Thursday we were there, and that is how, you know, life was sweet. You know, it was so intermingled, and there was a lot of harmony in the community.
You were living within your own world then.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it was very sweet.
Very sweet, and then during the holidays, because of Mombasa, everybody lived in the vicinity in this old town, and then during the holidays, you know.
So community mattered at that time?
Oh, Husnain, Siptain, I'm through and through community man, you know. For me, my priority is our community, our Jamaat, wherever we go to. These are our fathers, you know. This is where we belong.
Sure.
And this is whatever we can give it back to the communities. So,
okay, Mumtaz, now I want to move forward.
Yes.
You are a teacher now, and then where did you go from Mombasa and Nairobi? From there, where did you go?
Yeah, so I taught at the Aga Khan High School for a good 11, you know, very popular, very demanding school, and I was proud to be over there, and lots of achievements, really. Alhamdulillah, it's all there in the newspapers and in the records and all that.
And you were active in those achievements?
Oh boy, honestly, I was very, very active on the forefront, you know, with the boys, because I looked like them, those, you know, grown-up O-level students, and I was the baby of the staff at that time.
Okay.
Don't I look any handsome even now?
Well, I think we'll leave it to the audience.
All right. So
well, carry on.
Yeah. So, you know, God bless this man from Nakuru, up country, 100 miles above Nairobi.
So you moved from
Mombasa to
Nakuru
in 1981.
Why?
Yeah, for better prospect.
Nakuru? Better prospect.
For greener pastures. Because what was teaching? A very noble profession and the most poorly paid.
Okay.
And I already had a family and business opportunities. So he came down. He used to encourage people, those who were in services, to, you know, pack up and get a business opportunity in Nakuru, to have something of their own. And this is where, you know, one fine day he was in Mombasa, and I was approached.
If you don't mind, you can name the person who actually encouraged you.
I won't hesitate a bit. God bless him. He has passed away now. You know, a very genuine person by the name of Marhum Hussain Bhai Ali Muhammad Jafar.
Okay.
Yeah, he was our you know, leader there in Nakuru, and he and I know nothing. I just decided. He said there was an institution, commercial college, you know, where they did the secretarial courses. So they wanted a teacher, husband-wife team. And they said, this is the most ideal, a broken down, run down college. So he invited me, he said, do you want to take up this offer from, you know, Chalti Roji, and a challenge over there. So no asking in the Almighty, and I said, no, this thing, tawakkal. And I packed up, I resigned from the Teacher Service Commission, told my family, get into the car, we're going to Nakuru. And lo and behold, I was in Nakuru at the beginning of 1981. In
1981.
Correct.
Now, Nakuru, did they have any Jamaat there, or community life there? Or?
Fantastic question, Siptan. When I arrived there, I was the fourth family to come to Nakuru.
So there was only 3 families.
Same, and I was the fourth one. Yeah. And Hussain Bhai guided us. He was our mentor. He was our religious, guide and all that. And kept us all together. We were young people. There were 3, 4 young people like me, and we said, right, let's form a Jamaat. And we got together to form a Jamaat, you know. And I didn't know that, and that they had, you know, cooked it up. And they elected me as the first chairman of the Nakuru Jamaat. And I told them, let alone being Muslim, I'm hardly an Ithnashri. And you are now making me, the chairman. He said, Mumtazbhai, we are behind you. And I'll tell you what, Siptin, after my 3 to 4 years stay in Nakuru.
Jamaat had already formed?
Jamaat was formed, and I was the first chairman.
Part of Africa Federation?
Yes, sir, very much so, part of Africa Federation. And we did, you know, those Mohrams, we used to be allocated a zakir from Ashra Mohram to come and recite majlises in Nakuru. And, you know, we were so proud. So there were only 3 Jamaats in Kenya. So Mombasa, Nairobi, Nakuru. And we were, so what was the aim? To encourage more families to come. So I joined hands with Hussein Bhai, and alhamdulillah, with our rapport within the community, the wider community, you know, friends with the Hindus, the Ismailis and all that, playing sports with them, and we used to keep in touch with them, and our influencer kind Khalithai, any place for rent, for, you know, and we gathered up 17 Khoja families in Nakuru.
Really?
Yes.
And that was when?
That was between 1980 and 1983 September.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you were living in Nakuru.
Yes.
And then how come you ended in UK?
Oh, so I was seated in the college there, and all the students, you know, come, these young ladies coming from the Shambas, you know, in the Rift Valley. And the only thing that they wanted to do was learn typewriting and shorthand and bookkeeping, you know. And my wife, you know, is my lifetime partner, and she had done these secretarial courses during her spinsterhood. And I told her that, can you teach? And she said, Mak, how can I teach? I've been with you for 10 years, but I said, come on, let's brush it up. And we led from the front, the husband-wife team, to run this college. So the college was running very smoothly, everything was fine, I was progressing so well, alhamdulillah, lots of barakah, you know, again, him. So this one fine day, this Indian guy who held so many institutions, private, you know, private secondary school, and he came and we were friends, you know, small town, everybody knew each other. And he said, Mak, I want to buy your college. And I said, you know, Ram Walia by name. And I said, come on, you know, let's have a cup of coffee, and if you are interested, but don't be, you know, don't joke. He says, no, Mak, I'm serious. I want to buy your college. And I had a British passport. So, no istikhara, nothing. I just consulted Hussein Bhai, who was just next, his office was next door, his accounting firm was next door to my college. And then I said, Hussein Bhai, this is it. And he said, what would you want to do? I said, look, I own a British passport. The children are young, you know, and there is this offer. And it's better now.
So how many children did you have?
Oh, Mombasa 1, Nairobi 1, and Nakuru 1. So wherever I went, I put a mark there of producing a child.
3.
3, you know.
All?
2 girls and a boy.
Right. A boy how old?
Oh, now almost 40.
40, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what? You moved to United Kingdom?
Yes. Then I packed up my bags. You know, I had my...
You won't be able to travel without packing your bags. I think.
Sorry?
You won't be able to travel without packing your bags. You need to pack your bags.
I wish I hadn't.
Okay.
Because Nakuru was a beautiful, beautiful
Really,
place.
yeah. Been there before?
Oh,
Again?
Oh, yes. I mean, I must go to Nakuru. There are friends there, you know, over there with whom I grew up.
So our Jamaat still exists there or not?
Then what happened? I'll tell you something. I'll be very honest about it. You see, because there wasn't a madrasa, there were very few children, young ones.
Yeah.
There wasn't a school or a madrasa that ladies would, you know, traditional madrasa and all. So everybody thrived, everybody worked hard, you know, and then they decided to pack up and go back to either Mombasa or Nairobi. And very, very few had whose concerns, you know, a couple of them whose concerns really thrived because there's a huge concern. They had no choice but to carry on living in Nakuru, and they are happy
So
there.
did we have a mosque and Imam Bar?
Yes, later on, of course, we bought at that time we used to go to an old derelict railway mosque from the colonial times, you know. We used to go and pray there early in the morning, Fajr and Maghrib. And we utilized that mosque there. You know, derelict, absolutely. We had to go and sweep everything. You know, it's called the railway mosque. But then I later hear that, wow, the Bilal Muslim Mission and all these.
So now they are sort of running.
Flats as well, yes.
Okay, so now let's go to United Kingdom.
Yes.
You arrived at United Kingdom.
Yes.
Where did you arrive?
I arrived on the 29th of September 1983.
So you have been in UK from 83, now what? 23.
Yeah, so 23, 83, 17 plus 40 years now.
40 years, right.
40
Miss
years.
it? Miss Kenya at all?
The way things are, no, I haven't looked back.
You don't look back.
September, I haven't looked back.
So now you have got a life in United Kingdom. So what happened? Where did you sort of establish yourself? In the south, north, which part of UK?
Yeah.
London?
So I must tell that because a couple of my brothers were already in the UK, and of course we were sort of in touch. So when I said that, look, I want to come, and they said, welcome with two hands. So that gave me the encouragement.
Right.
So I landed at Heathrow, got out of the flight, kissed the ground and said, thanks God I'm home, and I saw some white guys, cleaning the tarmac and all this. And I thought, if these white guys are in charge of cleaning and sweeping the tarmacs, what we Asians will be doing over here, well, what awaits us. But, the rest is history. So I land up in East London, Aldgate East, where my brother lived, yeah.
So what did you do there?
There I started when I saw fresh talent. Can you imagine a life in East Africa, being waited upon, the local servants and the housemaids and everything. I come here and it's a different life. It's you have to do everything yourself. So I ended up working in a restaurant as a waiter. And I waited in Indian restaurants and as a waiter. So because of my English, it was a Bengali restaurant, and because my English, I played a very lead role towards flogging those curries to these white guys. So you were a
lead waiter then?
A lead waiter, head waiter. I learned the art of waitering, like clearing the whole table on the palms of my hand. I was trained by the people.
And mashallah, you have a very loud voice as well,
yes.
So people listen to you.
Oh, people, yes, loud and clear. So I worked as a waiter, and they said there's time to do something of my own. So I decided to go into a prison.
For what?
A prison. So I decided to go into a prison.
You didn't end up there.
Sorry?
You decided to go there.
I decided.
You didn't end up there.
I didn't end up there.
No, okay.
I said I must go into a prison. So what is that prison? That prison is a 7-day jail, a corner shop, which I had to open at 6 a.m. in the morning and close at 7 p.m. every evening.
So it was a business prison?
Business.
Dukawala.
Yeah, right. Dukawala. The corner shop, the news agents.
Right. So you ran a corner shop for how long?
Oh, yeah. So I ran a corner shop from 1985 till 1988.
And this was in Aldgate?
East London.
East London.
Yes, Bethnal Green.
So now, how about community life? So
yeah.
For that, did you have a community life in East London, or did you have to go somewhere?
No. So what happened was, because there was nothing in East London up to today, we don't have a community there. I mean, there are other Shia communities, but So every little opportunity, my wife, my children would, load them onto a car on a Saturday morning, and from East London drive all the way through to Haidry, South London, to attend those madrasas, Saturday morning madrasas.
Now, when you first went there, obviously you were new.
Yeah.
But did you know people there already?
Yeah.
Who did you meet? If you can name some of them?
Oh yes. Because you see, I had a choice. Sometimes we drive all the way to Stanmore, because we knew all the Kenyans. The Kenyans were based at Stanmore. Guys from Mombasa. I mean, mostly Khojas were from Mombasa, and they were based at Stanmore. And the Ugandans and a few Tanzanians and a very, very handy few, like couple of us from Mombasa, were based at Haidry.
Right. Okay.
So I had to, I'm an extrovert. I mix up with people. So these are my community brothers, my Momin brothers. So
you met some people there?
Yes, I did. We must pray for his good well-being. There was the one which was Dr. Akbar Muhammad Ali, that he was based there. And there was, Brother Shabir Suleiman from Mombasa.
Yes.
And Dr. Akbar Muhammad Ali was one whose captain I was at that Ishnasi Sports Club.
Right.
Yeah, so you know, we are acquainted. Yeah.
Right. And then who was the president at that time?
The president. Yeah,
the Haidry Jamaat.
Yes, at that time, when I landed here, it was a KSIMC of London. I mean,
So,
you know,
joined,
Yeah,
yeah.
just Haidry and Hujjat together. And the president was at my time there was Brother Mustafa Chandu.
Right.
Yeah. So
So they had already got Stanmore by that time.
they had my ending up in London or in September, after a week after my landing, Haidry was open. Yeah, Haidry was open. If you look at the dates, Haidry opened a week before Muharram, or the first of Muharram for the year 1985. 83. Haidry opened in 83 September. And for the first of Muharram. So I was one of those, you know, pioneer members at Haidry when it opened.
So how did you manage to get? Yeah, go on.
And at the time, this was Hammersmith, and we heard that they had bought Stanmore. So there were, you know, Marquee and this and that. And whenever I was to drive to Stanmore, I had so many familiar faces, and they would tell me, Mumtaz, tu ત્યાં સાઉથમાં શું કરે છે? તારી જગા અહીંયા છે, નોર્થમાં. I said, but મારી રોજી ત્યાં છે.
Yeah. Now we have to cover quite a few other
Yes,
things.
yes,
So I have
let's
to
move
now
forward.
have to move forward.
Definitely.
Because you became a Mukhi in the
Yes.
south.
Yes.
For how many years?
Now I was Mukhi. I mean, I used to help a lot with, you know, in the running of the affairs. And then there was one president when he came and he says, now you become a Mukhi. And I was there for unofficially for a good 10 to 15 years, you know, but officially as a Mukhi I was there for 2 years. And there was time to pick up my bags again and cross the river to come into North.
Oh, so you came to North.
Yeah.
Now that's we now know it as Hujjat Stanmore, presumably.
Yeah, period.
So you settled here.
Yes, but when I was in Haidry,
Yeah.
at that time we really common sense prevailed, and you know, Haidry and Hujjat and all those mambo jumbo, and we separated. I mean, Haidry on its own and Hujjat on its own, and I was part of Haidry. But so many things we innovated at Haidry because of the experience from, you know, my previous experience of community that, you know, they are running up to now at Haidry. Yeah.
So now
I come to Stanmore.
Stanmore, when you have already served as a Mukhi there.
Yes.
And then I understand,
Yes.
because I met you at one time and you were a Mukhi at that time.
Yes.
So you became a Mukhi in Hujjat then.
Yes.
So now this position, because you know historically a Mukhi is a very strong position.
Yeah.
Were you a very strict Mukhi?
Yeah.
Strict.
Yes.
And when after all these years of experience in Haidry, you came to Hujjat, you must have had some vision of again Mukhi Panu. How you want to now lead the community in certain direction as a Mukhi. So talk to me very briefly about that.
Yeah. What is my vision as a Mukhi? You know, Mukhiship is an art, Stanmore, the way I look at it. And of course, you know, this veins in my veins, this organization, you know, abilities, it's instilled in my veins. Some people are gifted, and I say, Alhamdulillah, I'm gifted. My vision of this thing, you know, we are Khojas of, you know, we are the front runners in this Shia world. I mean, we've got appreciation and admiration from the top hierarchy of this Shia world, from all the way from Maharaja to all over, you know, alims and all that we are so well ahead and so well organized. And Stanmore, our community is full of potential people who could be so much useful to the community. So when I became a Mukhi, my aim was, I am going to, you know, make sure that I exploit each and every position here to get hold of. My priority is, there is so much potential, so much within our community, within our people. And I said, together with the other alims, I said my allocation and my priority would be to encourage these speakers these zakirs of our community and encourage them to come forward and dispense with their knowledge and their ability and let the community benefit from that. So I set the ball rolling, and only records speak for themselves that and I'm sure you were one of them.
I was just going to say, I was one of them who you encouraged to speak in Gujarati.
Yes, yes.
And made sure that I confined myself to 30 minutes.
Yep.
And make sure that for last 5 minutes or 6 minutes must be Masai.
Masai on a Thursday night.
On a Thursday night.
Yeah. You didn't speak in Chinese, did you?
No,
you spoke in Gujarati.
No, I spoke in Gujarati.
Which this was so much welcome, because as a Mukhi, wasn't I liaising with you?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't I discussing topics to be recited and all that? And that is the art of Mukhi.
Yeah, no, I appreciated that, and it really served me very well.
Yes.
And I have to say that today I am also giving lectures in Gujarati.
Yeah, so we all know.
No, thank you very much for that.
One of the things that
you did.
that I introduced.
Yeah,
so many. Not only in London.
Yeah.
There are so many of our capable brothers residing in the other, like Peterborough, Birmingham, our own. You know,
and you concentrated on our own.
Yeah, concentrated, but not having left the others.
No.
I mean,
but give that issue your serious thought.
Yes, yes.
So, Mumtazbhai, I want to talk about this Stanmore Jafferys. Have I got it right? Stanmore Jafferys.
Spot on.
Stanmore Jafferys Seniors.
SJ Seniors, Stanmore Jafferys Seniors. Yeah.
Now, talk to me about the way the sporting idea for the seniors came about.
Yeah.
And I think it's going from progress to progress.
Yeah.
And it is capturing this idea very well in Hujjat, of course. But I'm sure your vision is more broader than that. We'll talk about it. But just talk to me about how this all started.
Yep.
And why concentrated on seniors? And how come that we don't have the ladies section of the same thing as the gents?
Yeah, yeah. You see, when I moved in 1988, when I moved to Stanmore from South.
Right.
Right. You see, the first thing I did was I became member of Stanmore Jafferys, because it existed from then.
At that time?
Yes,
Right,
yes.
okay.
This is it was already formed, and everything was going on. And Alhamdulillah, till today, I mean, I've seen that the people I used to play volleyball with and cricket with and all that, they've all moved. I mean, they've moved on. They've left SJ and retired and all that. But I'm still carrying on. So then I joined swimming, and I became a swimming coordinator, SJ Swimming, and I organized swimming galas, which have never been
Under Stanmore Jafferys?
Yes, with this under Stanmore Jafferys, and I was the swimming coordinator. And Alhamdulillah, it blossomed so well. It was a success, and then I had to move on, because somebody else had to take over the swimming this thing. And I used to attend those Wednesday senior sessions, lectures and all that. And I would I would sit there, and it was my day off for one day, and I sit there, and ever so often we would get, prominent people like your good self and so many others would come and say, they talk to seniors, tamne exercise karwani che, exercise karwani che. And by the time they finish, I was asleep. So I'm just trying to, if I was asleep, what about the others, And upon what? I mean, now what? Do we, you enjoy doing this exercise in a group and all that. So I said, I must do something. If you are telling us to do this, aam kare, who's going to now come overboard and say, I want to start something?
They call it bail the cat.
Absolutely. So, nosy me, I said, look, I want to take up this challenge. Yeah, I want to start this movement with these seniors. And I worked out all the logistics, and the infrastructure, and said, we are going to do this here at Hujjat. So I went through all the formalities, but I decided, that to form a team, and then we decided that we go under Stanmore Jafferys, because that is our sporting organization
So
of the community.
Who is your team then? Mention some team members.
Oh yeah. We are a team of 8. So I had to pick and choose the appropriate people. So I've got myself and my good friends from Mombasa. One is Onali Lalji and there's Nazir Merali, and right now we acquired the services of Brother Bashir Ladda, a prominent sportsman of the community, now retired, so he's joined our forces. He's God sent to us, Right. And then there are 2, we in our team, there are 2, what do you call them? I don't know what the word is. They are deaf and dumb. They are handicapped, this thing. And they are in our team, and we train them to work with us. And then there is Brother Hassan Bimji, so there is Mohammed Walji, and then there is Muhammad Iqbal Juma, and Roshan Ismail. So these are 8 of us. And crack on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock. We are at Hujjat, and sorting ourselves out, removing the equipment from storage, because we play 5 consecutive sports simultaneously.
Yeah. So obviously for the health purpose and health reason, you decided to
start this
and
off.
It was an absolutely necessary and needed thing to do.
Absolutely.
Demographically, we are getting older as well.
Yeah. And took off so nice.
So how many people attend on Tuesday?
Regularly. Trust me, if you come there and do a count, by the time we are in, there are about 40 to 45 who will turn up at 10 o'clock, bang on time. They are there to do 45 minutes worth of exercise.
All right.
There are, we do stretches.
So normally you see a very long stretch.
Yes, stretches are very, very important for us. And then there is flexibility that comes into play. There is a bit of effort in strength as well, from different positions. And then we make use of the chairs. That's how we sort of make it. And on chairs we do exercise.
So all these pictures describe
we do press-ups using the chairs, for example. Then we have progressed this year. What did we do from the beginning of this year? I said, all of you are going down. And that is
down means where?
Down, not in the 3x6, but on the floor.
Oh, right, okay.
On the floor. So now we are doing exercises, on the floor, sleeping on the floor, stretches and the curlies and lifting the feet, and we know what we are doing. This YouTube and everything, and I'm a physical education teacher, so I know.
So have you noticed that this physical exercise that they come on Tuesday have affected psychologically the outlook of people who attend?
Trust me, Siptanbhai, if I were to say it, then I'm blowing my trumpet. It's for people to come and see how much has the enthusiasm increased, how on the dot of 10 they are there ready to go, in 45 minutes.
Your vision is now to export this idea to rest of the global community.
Siptanbhai, I have my disappointment as well, I must say that in the sense that, we are the first Hujjat Jamaat to do what we are doing. We still have to hear of any other Jamaat who started that, We just heard that, there's something going on in Toronto because we saw a few photos of their exercise. But what we do, I've been to East Africa, I've talked to those seniors, everybody knows because our photographs, they tell a million words and they know what is going on. But we are trying very, very hard for other Jamaats to start what we are doing so that when they do that, it is an opportunity for us, and we are ready to organize an inter-Jamaat festival, activity festival, whereby...
For the seniors.
For the seniors. Why not? And it would be one of an annual event in the calendar.
So I really hope that
we pray.
Yeah,
the penny will drop.
Inshallah, we talked about this thing, and hopefully the model that you have now created here can be used by others as well in their Jamaat.
Inshallah.
But one gender that is missing here is the ladies. So
yeah.
Are you doing something about it?
Very good. Now, there are, yes sir, there is now this year on this SJ was all male dominated up to a couple of years back, and then the SJ ladies was formed. So they are equally, I mean, the SJ I'm talking about, ladies,
Yeah.
they are thriving. They are, you know, organizing these occasions for the elderly ladies as well. They held a sports day for them and all that.
Oh,
So
really?
that's
Okay.
going on, but
So-
not the same day as us. It's a one-off thing. It's not regular.
So you want to now hopefully see that it becomes regular.
Oh yeah, we are here to help Sipten. We
Inshallah.
are here to help. I mean,
Now,
give ideas.
Mumtazbhai, I mean, the audience and myself have heard that you were born in Mombasa, tested the community life there, went on to become a president in Nakuru, small Jamaat, but you know, to run a small Jamaat is not easy. Then you came to London, became a Mukhi in South, Mukhi in North, passionately running a sport and health sessions with our seniors here. I want to ask you, you know, going through all that community life, our community, Khoja Shia Ishnashris, have you got any advice for the leadership and the community as to the future of the community or how it is, the state of the community? What advice as a very senior member, experienced member,
Yeah.
if you want to give, this is the opportunity.
Yes. You know, the whole world sees and knows that what we do. And who are involved? The seniors. You know, these seniors, these are our fathers. I mean, how much have they given in their lives to bring us up? Don't they deserve something in return? What do they want? Look at the way of life of seniors over here in this country. If they remain at home, what happens? Downhill, isn't it? The brain cells don't work. Get them involved, activate them, engage them, you know, and we need people, young seniors, you know, agile seniors who have to take the front role and say, look after the seniors. If you understand what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
And the Jamaat and we are lacking a sports center here, our own community center. Period. There's no two ways about it. We should have thought about it from time immemorial. You know how much money Stanmore Jafferys pays for the hire of the venues here. For annually, it comes to nearly 98,000 pounds only for the hire of that venues. You know, the hiring fees, various venues, and we don't have a sports club. We don't have a sports venue. That is the aim. That is the aim. That should be the aim. Where the whole Jamaat, both the ladies and gents, and everybody comes under one roof in different times to enjoy their activities. And it should be I mean, you know, 7 days a week, this thing. And that's first advice that I want to give. The second advice that I want to give is for the Jamaats to give every encouragement, every facility to those people who are working hard for the welfare of the seniors, to support them. And I can say this categorically, that as the status quo is that we have received every support from the current regime of Stanmore Jamaat, you know, and that's why we are succeeding and we are enjoying the fruits of our hard work, you know.
And hopefully when it goes to Harefield, is it, how do you see the whole game transferring there?
September. That's a very, very difficult question to answer.
Okay, right.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to, but you know, Harefield, you know, I mean, my biggest regret in life will always be that we fail to buy the next door Cloisters Ward.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And, you know, it's in black and white.
Yeah.
Despite several attempts from the other side, when are you coming to buy? We did not make an effort. We let it go, and we missed it. Otherwise, look at the permission of the what do you call delisting? You know, delisting of our center right now.
Yeah.
Where do we expand? We've gone up. If that next door would have been ours, it would have been the best in the world. But never mind. You know, after a few failures in the locality, we have ended up buying at Harefield. Now, it's a tall order, I must tell you that.
Okay, but we are where we are, and we have to move forward.
Yes,
now,
we will get it
yeah,
there in the end.
Inshallah.
You know, we have to make efforts.
Yes, inshallah.
But the current regime or the regime at the time will have to dangle lots of carrots to bring the people in.
Inshallah. And I think that if we move together as one community, we can achieve.
It's community, it's us, you know. I'm proud to be a Khoja, and I will always remain proud of that.
Well, thank you very much, Mumtazbhai. I enjoyed listening to all this conversation, and
I wish I wasn't a bore sitting by.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
You have a knack of also conversing, so that's a very good thing to have.
Yes. I mean, किससे डरना, जीना यहाँ मरना यहाँ, इसके सिवा जाना कहाँ.
Well, that's a very nice way to end the conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening to us. And we heard Mumtazbhai passionately making a case for our community first, but more importantly for the seniors, both gents and ladies. And let us hope that he achieves his vision that he has for the seniors, particularly in health and sport, and that his vision is to export the model that he has created here in Hujjat to all over our Jamaats and to the global community of Khoja Shia Ithnashri. Till next time, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, and till then, Khuda Hafiz.
Jazakallah khair.
Thank you.